Yo, 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 it's your boy Jamar, Top Chef Sports Talk. Back with another Eagles video. The 2024 schedule is out. We're here to break it down. Join me now. Comment in the section below. Tell me how you feel about my predictions so far. I'm only doing the top five games, where the fifth game is the bye. But we're going to review the first four games, breaking it down in segments. You guys let me know how you feel.
Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. Fly, Eagles, fly, score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly, on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope you guys are happy, excited, ready for upcoming 2024-2025 season, with the Eagles. Man, we got a lot to look forward to. We lost Jason Kelce. Thanks for your services, Jason Kelce. We appreciate everything that you gave to the Eagles organization. We appreciate your heart, your hustle, your willingness to always be ready and available to play. Shout out to you, Jason Kelce. Shout out to you. Hats off. But with that being said, we're going to review the Eagles 2024-2025 schedule. Get our wins, losses, see how you guys think about it, and see if we close to within what I'm picking. Now, mind you, last year I had it starting out 10-0. Look at the videos from last year. I started out 10-0, and we did. And actually, I think I might have had it starting 11-0, but I didn't predict that loss to the Jets. Awful loss. Should have never happened. It happened. But we all know we had the epic collapse towards the end of the season. And we gotta, I think what we did this offseason by getting our coordinators together, we got Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio. I think we are going to be a little bit more solid. I think our offense is going to be a little bit more unpredictable. We're not going to be doing the quarterback sneaks, the slants, the brotherly shoves, the 1,000-time passing to A.J. Brown and forcing it to Devontae Smith. I have faith in Kellen Moore to be the offensive guru we need him to be when it comes to this Philadelphia Eagles offense. Reason why I say that, we got pieces, guys. We got a dynamic bunch of players on this team. Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They locked up the receiving core for the foreseeable future. They're lock, stock, and barrel. These guys are going to have a long run when it comes to just successful football as Philadelphia Eagles franchise. Saquon Barkley there for 3 years. We drafted running backs. We got Dallas Goedert, tight end. We're solid, man. And I think our defense, although we need to prove it out there on the field, we have a crowded cornerback room, which is the first time we can say that in a long time, because we never was able to say that before. The cornerbacks are going to be competing. I think the cornerbacks are going to be competitive. We got our safeties. CJ GJ is back. Shout out to you, good brother. Glad to see you back in that Eagles green, representing that Kobe, that number 8, representing that Philly Kobe, or Lower Marion, because he said he wasn't from Philly. But Kobe, rest in peace, we love you. Representing that Philly Kobe. So I hope he brings that Mamba mentality back to the Eagles defense, because with his 6 takeaways that were gone the year before last year we suffered. Our corners couldn't cover me. Bradbury couldn't cover me. We drafted the two of the top cornerbacks in the draft. Michael Parsons is like, how did that happen? How did those guys slip to them? How did those guys slip to them? I think Howie has done a phenomenal job. The one knock I have on Howie, because I still believe that you could have paid him and still made the moves that you did, was Hassan Reddick. You don't give up 10 sacks. You don't give up 10 sacks like that. You just don't do it. I don't know the thought process. Maybe he believed that his younger guys, Nolan Smith, Bryce Huff, maybe he believed that those guys would be able to hold it down for him and have that type of production that Hassan Reddick was putting out. I'm hoping. I'm glad to see that we did maintain Josh Sweat. Fletch, we lost Fletch. You know, that's a big piece. But Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, you guys are ready. You guys got to step up. Milton Williams, you guys are there. You guys got to step up and be a part of it. We brought BG back. Old head, salute to you. Welcome back. But you're probably like your farewell tour. And I'm hoping you ball out. I'm hoping you keep the young guys in line. And I'm hoping you ball out, BG. I'm hoping you ball out in your farewell tour. I'm hoping that ride down to Broad Street is what results from you balling out. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, BG, you've been a solid piece to this team since you got drafted. I remember the first 2 years were a little rough for you. First 2 or 3 years were a little rough for you. We wasn't too sure about you, but man, you pulled it together. You went in that bag, man, and made it happen, man. So salute to you, BG, on probably your farewell tour, most likely your farewell tour. Appreciate your service too. Appreciate what you brought to the team, brought to the city, brought to the organization, and the culture of Philadelphia football. We appreciate that, man. You don't find Fletch, you too, man. You was a big integral piece. You balled out from day one. You know, it was sad to see you go. I wish that we could have figured out a way, but we have to develop these young guys. So, it's understandable. So we gotta get the young guys developed and get them guys, going. But with that being said, man, like I said, it's a lot to look forward to this season, man. I'm most intrigued about what we could do on offense, and I'm hoping there's a lot of motion and movement on the offense, keeping defenses keeping defenses guessing, not knowing what the heck you're getting ready to do. Are you getting ready to run it with Saquon? You getting ready to RPO with Saquon, running with Jalen? Are you going to RPO with Saquon, drop back, hit Smitty, hit AJ, hit Goddard? Who you going to hit? I'm curious to see how Kellen Moore runs this offense, man. I think this offense is probably going to be one of the most high-flying offenses in the league. I don't think there's too many defenses that's going to be able to make stops on this offense, because I think that we are just that skilled in just about every position to be honest. We got 2 number 1 receivers. I mean, Devontae Parker ain't no slouch as a slot. He ain't no slouch. We drafted a couple of receivers that could be put in that slot position. So I think overall, listen, we have a lot to look forward to, a lot to be happy about within this organization right now. I think the sky is the limit as long as guys are healthy, as long as guys are buying in, and as long as guys understand their role and we got an identity. If we have an identity, we are unable to be stopped. Unable to be stopped. If we have an identity, guys know their roles, guys know where they need to be at, what they need to be doing, how they need to be doing it, we cannot be stopped. And if you think about the genius of Howie Roseman, right? Think about the genius of Howie Roseman. This guy, we made moves underneath the salary cap to free up some money. We went out and had one of the best drafts that any team has had this year. We still had young guys from last year, and we still continue to build for the future. So instead of our team getting older and beat up, and we're getting younger, we're still young. We're young in a lot of our core areas. Whereas though it's going to be hard for teams to really compare to us once we get rolling. Once we get an identity of who is who and what is what, and this is your role, this is what you go, there's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for teams to stop us. Everybody has to sit there and study their playbooks, buy in, do what they need to do as a teammate, as an individual, as a player representing the Eagles organization. And if we all can do that, if they not we, I'm not on the field, but if they all can do that, it will be unstoppable, an unstoppable team overall. I mean, they're already calling for our young guy. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart on his name. That we drafted for cornerback. They already. I know Cooper DeJean is one of them, but the other one that Quavion Mitchell. I'm sorry, Quavion. I apologize. Quavion Mitchell. They already start calling him to start over Bradbury because they believe he's that good. And not to mention, if you really think about it, we got the young boy Isaiah Rodgers that we picked up from the Colts last year because he was suspended for gambling. Like, our cornerback room is stacked. Now, don't get it wrong. I believe Slay will start, but the opposite of Slay is just like the slot. We bring Avante back. Like, it's man. I know I'm fanboying right now. You guys are gonna probably kill me in the comments or whatever for this, but I honestly believe that the team that we have assembled, the team that we have built, is a team that can be reckoned with for years to come. They can't be reckoned with for years to come. Like, because everybody's young. And once everybody gets their wind beneath their wings, no pun intended, but once everybody get their wind beneath their wings, get going, like, this is years of like powerhouse football. This is years of winning. This is years of that. We can literally do it. We just gotta make sure we buy into the system, understand our roles, and we gotta hold our coaches accountable for giving us an identity. Establishing our identity from not even week one. We need to establish our identity from preseason. We need to establish an identity from the joint practices, which, by the way, I hear we're joint practicing with New England this year. So we need to establish identity from that point. So by the time week one comes around, when we in Brazil with Green Bay, because Green Bay is tough, they're tough. They're a squad that took out the Cowboys last year in the playoffs. So those guys got confidence. Jordan Love has got confidence. He's got a new running back. Like, those guys they're up and coming as well. But we are better than them. Right now, how we're better than them. But we have to make sure we get our identity so that we know that we're better than them and we play like we're better than them. You know, so that is what I'm looking for to start our season as the 2024-2025 Philadelphia Eagles. Identity, identity, identity. You get that together, sky is the limit. Sky is the limit. I don't care what you say. Sky is the limit. All right, anyway, let's get into the schedule. Let's get into the schedule. The schedule was released a couple days ago. Man, it's the first 4 or 5 games. The first 4 games are tough. The 5th game is a bye, or the 5th week is a bye. I don't like our bye being at the 5th week. I'm used to our byes being at the later part of the season because I like, at that point, for our guys to be getting rest to go into that playoff run. But the schedule is what it is. You got to play what you got to play, and we got to do what we got to do. So guys that's what I'm saying. Guys, it got to go back to identity. If we have an identity, then guys can play in the system and not get hurt. I mean, you can't predict injury. I mean, you can't prevent injury, but you can limit injury if you know what you're doing when you're out there on that field. If Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio gives guys an identity or gives this team an identity, we can actually know what we're doing out there in the field and possibly limit injuries. Because after week 5, we go, it's balls to the wall because you don't have a break. You don't have a break. You're talking about 13 weeks straight of football. Straight. Nonstop. You know what I mean? Get some teams that's going, make trades at deadlines and things like that, and get better. So we gotta make sure we know what we're doing when we're on that field. We gotta have an identity so that we can hopefully stay injury free. Hopefully. And I know, like, here's the thing. Y'all gonna say it's football, you're gonna get injured, and I know that. And this is why I'm gonna say this is what I'm gonna say to that. You cannot be 100%. If you go in the playoffs 100% healthy, then you didn't play football. You wasn't in the game. So if you go in the playoffs 100% healthy, then you didn't play football. You wasn't on the field. Nobody's going into week 18 or week 19 100% healthy. You know what I mean? So if you are, you didn't play football. But with that being said, like I said, let's get into the schedule. Week 1, first ever game in Brazil, on the first ever being able to be played on a Friday night. Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights. Eagles at Green Bay. Or no, Green Bay at Eagles, because I believe the Eagles are the home team in that game. I believe the Eagles are the home team in that game. Like I said, Jordan Love, confident, took out Dak Prescott and the Cowboys last year in the playoffs. I mean, literally picked them apart, was just throwing the ball all over the field. You know what I mean? He looked like he was Aaron Rodgers back there in that game. I mean, he darn near looked like Aaron Rodgers that game against the 49ers the next week. They should have beat the 49ers. This is a new year. No 49er hate right now. Got nothing to say to you guys. Hats off to you. Y'all went to the Super Bowl. Y'all lost. Y'all did what we did. Shouts out to y'all. But no hate against the 49ers. But Jordan Love was out there looking like he was Aaron Rodgers for that organization. So again, like we can't sit back and look past Jordan Love. I called him Jordan Rodgers. Like, wow. Jordan Love and that Green Bay Packers team. They picked up Josh Jacobs from the Las Vegas Raiders. Solid running back. Upgrade from Aaron Jones. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. But, you know what I mean? Like I said, I think all around, and again, I'm looking forward to see what the cornerback core does and my linebacker core does with this Eagles defense. To be able to say that we're going to have a top 5, top 10 defense. We won't know that probably until going into the bye whether we're going to really be able to have a top 5, top 10 defense in the league. But if our cornerbacks show up and our linebackers are good, we are forced to be reckoned with. So, and to be honest, like I said, the Packers are going to be a tough team. They are a tough team. So, but I'm still picking the Eagles to beat that game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a nail-biter game. It's going to be one of them games you're going to be on the edge of your seat until the clock hits zeros in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? You're going to be on the edge of your seat until the clock hits zeros in the fourth quarter. I got a field goal victory, 24-21 Eagles. That's week 1, Brazil, 24-21 Eagles over Packers. Moving along. We got the next week against the Atlanta Falcons, Monday Night Football. Kelsey will be in the building. He will be a part of the Monday Night Football countdown crew, talking about his former team, the Philadelphia Eagles, because he signed with a deal with the ESPN Football Countdown crew, NFL Countdown crew. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has given us problems over the years. Kirk Cousins is with a team now who is balanced just as well. They got receivers, they got a tight end, they got a running back. They're forced to be reckoned with. All they were missing was a quarterback. All that team last year was missing was a quarterback. They have one now. The only thing I'm hoping, which is football, is that Kirk Cousins mentally is all over the place because of the drafting of Michael Penix Jr., which I don't think is going to happen because, like I said, Kirk Cousins was drafted after Robert Griffin III in the same draft. So he's kind of used to that awkwardness of having to be drafted, I guess, as the successor of a starting quarterback, because Robert Griffin III was projected to start a quarterback for Washington that year. And he was drafted, a couple rounds later to be his backup. that's an awkward position to be in if you're Robert Griffin III, but Kirk Cousins was that one that was going to succeed him, and he did eventually because Robert Griffin III got hurt a couple times or got hurt. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to do much to Kirk Cousins that he's got Michael Penix Jr. behind him. I'm hoping it does just for the, just because I want to, win that game. But Kirk Cousins, he's got a squad on his team, and he's, he's going. That Atlanta Falcons team will do damage this year. The Atlanta Falcons team will do damage this year. They, like I said, they're deep. They got Jesse Bates on the defensive end. Tyrell is the cornerback. They got a pretty good, solid defense too. I think Jesse Bates was he was top 5 or top 10 in the league with interceptions last year. So they're deep. They're tough too. So the first 2 games are going to be tough games. They're not going to be easy games by no stretch of the imagination. So please don't look at the Atlanta Falcons or the Green Bay Packers and say, oh, that's cakewalks. No, not. 2 hard-fought games off the rip. And so just thinking about what I'm just saying, that bye week might come at a good time because, this first 2 games are tough. First 2 games are tough. They're nail-biter games. But I'm still going with my Eagles over that game because I think we have the more experience. I think we have the better overall team. I think we have the better, the more athletic quarterback. Kirk might be a little bit more accurate than Jalen, but I think Jalen is taking strides to be that all-around quarterback. And I think Jalen gets it done for us in that game. I'm picking the Eagles 2017 over the Vikings. Over the Falcons. Like I said, it's a nail-biter game. You'll be on the edge of your seat until the 4th quarter with 0 seconds on the clock. Eagles over the Falcons 2017. Next game. Now, historically, this team in their dome has always given the Eagles issues and problems. They always found ways to beat the Eagles and at crucial times too. God knows that year after the Super Bowl when we came to play them again, play them to get back to the NFC Championship, and Alshon Jeffrey missed that, or he dropped the ball in that first down conversion, because we would have kicked the field goal and won the game. We would have kicked the field goal and won the game, and we're going back to the NFC Championship that game. That team, the Saints, the New Orleans Saints, has historically had our number inside the dome. They've had our number inside the dome. However, they haven't faced the arsenal, the attack that we're having now. The team that we have now, they haven't faced that type of attack from us. So I think this go-round is a lot different than what we did in years past. This go-round with Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, our offensive line is a lot different than what we had in years past. So this go-round is a lot different. I think we win that game easily, that game. Now, they're not no slouches. Chris Olave is a good receiver. Derek Carr can be lightning in the bottle at times. He's not consistent. He's not something you want to bank your future on. But the guy's he's an NFL quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Saquon Barkley go into the dome and get it done. And get it done. And easily. Like I said, I'm calling this game 28-10. I think by week 3, our identity especially on defense, is kind of starting to get sketched in stone. We know what we are. We know what we're doing. We know our strong suits. We know how where to be and where not to be. We're making plays on defense. I think our defense is starting to come into its own by week 3. So that by that game, I think we have our confidence is starting to shoot through the roof. Our confidence is starting to go crazy. Therefore, that game is we just taking it to them. We're taking it to them in that game. We're starting to build confidence. So again, 28-10, I got the Eagles winning that game. Next game, at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which most people, since we lost them last year, 25-9 in the playoffs, will say this is a get-back game for us. It's a get-back. It is not. To me, it's not. We lost our identity coming down the stretch. We lost the last 6 of our games coming down the stretch. I was one to believe, because I saw Ocho Cinco, and I was believing too that we were playing possum for the NFL. We weren't trying to show our cards to any teams that we would have to face in the playoffs. I was heavy believing that. I came on here a lot of times saying it too. Because it was no way that I was believing that we lost the ability to play football. It was no way that I was sitting there believing that we could not figure out how to tackle. We could not figure out the offensive play. We couldn't catch up. It was no reason that I was thinking that. I was like, we could not have done that. There's no way. Reality is, that's exactly what happened. We go into Raymond James Stadium, get our butts beat, get sent home, get sent packing. And it hurt for a lot of us. It hurt for me. I think I knew after like the first quarter or something like that, I was like, this is not going to go the way we want it to go. So I was like, you know what, it's over. Season's over. You know what I mean? But I think it was the epic collapse on us. I don't think that the Buccaneers actually. They beat us. I don't think they really had the talent to beat us, but I just think we collapsed. So it was that easy for Tampa Bay to beat us. So in essence, we were checked into Cancun the week before we went to. After that last game against the Giants, we went to Cancun after that game. So I don't think it's that they beat us because they were more talented than us. I just think we lost our skill and our heart in particular. Not even the skill, we just lost our heart. Skill in some sense, sorry. We did lose skill because we couldn't tackle. It was times that I could have probably ran out there and then made plays and I got tackled. So, again, to me, it's not a revenge game. It's just a game that we need to win. And like I said, they're a talented team too. Baker Mayfield, he played his way into a 3-year, $100 million contract. Mike Evans got re-signed. They still got receivers, Godwin and a couple other guys. They got a nice young running back who's a dual threat running back. So it's not like you got to realize this. This is an NFL team. They're an NFL team for a reason. The players are players on NFL teams for a reason. But again, if we are understanding our identity, these type of teams shouldn't be able to beat us. I wholeheartedly believe that these type of teams should not beat us. So with that being said, again, that game, we win that game. I'm going in a blowout fashion, 28-7. 28-7 in the blowout fashion. 4-0 going into the bye. 4-0 going into the bye. I think going into the bye, coming out of the bye is we catch lightning in the bottle. I'm not going to go over the next couple games because I'm going to break it up. But coming out of the bye, we catch lightning in the bottle, and we got our identity straight, our mind straight, we focus, we know what we're doing. Everybody done settled into their roles, and we just take the league by storm. We just take them by storm. Nobody's going to be ready for the attack that we're going to be bringing to them each and every week come after bye week. So, again, listen to what I said. 4-0 out going into the bye. Mark my words. Next Friday, I'll do another video with the next 5 games, break those games down, wins and losses. You guys, in the meantime, like, share, tag this video, comment below. Tell me what you think about what I've predicted for the first 4 games of the Eagles season. And let's have a good start to the 2024-2025 Philadelphia Eagles season. Go Birds!